Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. I'm Will, and I'm joined by my co-host over here, the Greeze. Say hello, Greeze.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing and everything else?
So we are live this week. We didn't record last week. I was out of town over the weekend, and then I got back on a Monday and said, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull it off. Had kind of a crazy week, and so we're live, but also we're live because we have something really cool going on tonight. And that is getting Mike and Danny from Penelope, the founders of Penelope. They're going to come on here and talk about the little news splash that happened last week, where it was announced that MGP will be acquiring Penelope. So we're going to have them on here in just about 10 minutes. So we're going to let some people get on here, get your questions in the chat if you're watching live. If you're watching this on, or listening to this rather, on the podcast feed, you'll just get to enjoy the chat we have with Mike and Danny from Penelope. But I'm excited to find out what's going on. This kind of a lot of people. Yeah, it kind of came out of the blue. It's also Penelope sources from MGP, so MGP is acquiring a brand that sources from them. So it's going to be cool to really, this is like an exclusive to us. Like, it feels really cool being able to talk to Mike and Danny right after this happened and getting to talk to them live. So share this with your friends, like and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. But I'm really excited about this conversation we're going to have in just a few minutes. What are you looking forward to learning, Grease?
I'm to learning.
Oh, sorry. What are you looking forward to asking and forgetting that they answered?
Well, I do find it interesting, and you tell me if I can talk about this or not.
I don't know what you can talk first. I love when we're live and you go, hey, you tell me if this is okay after I say it.
Well, it's not too much, but you mentioned earlier that they sourced from MGP.
Yeah.
And so, like, I just want to talk about the process of sourcing MGP, creating a brand with MGP, and then having that brand buy you back.
Well, clearly they were doing something right.
They did.
Like, wait a second.
Something great.
Yeah. I mean, of course you can talk about that. Now, I don't know what all they can talk about. Like, according to the press release, the deal is supposed to close next month. So it's still, I guess, going through the due diligence process of this acquisition, but we'll find out.
We got to find out all their email passwords.
Right.
You got to transition those email passwords flawlessly just so that everybody starts getting the right thing.
Yeah.
Well, if you're watching, hit the thumbs up, subscribe. Also, if you've got a question for Penelope Bourbon duo, Mike and Dan, hit it up in the chat and we'll get to it in just a few minutes. So what's the last bourbon that you bought? That you literally walked into the store and be like, I'm going to buy that?
Oh, that's a good question. What was the last bourbon I walked into a store and bought?
I don't know mine because mine's in a brown paper bag over there.
You did a little Grease goes to the store action? But you don't know what it is? How does that work? Are we doing that on the show?
Not today.
Next week.
Next year.
So wait, you went and bought something and don't remember what it is.
I was hoping when you told me what your pour was, or what you bought, I thought it would jar my memory and be like, oh yeah, I totally bought that too.
I think the last thing I bought was something I brought over here.
That checks out.
And I thought I left it here, but
you didn't.
No, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm talking probably the last whiskey I bought was the Rye 3 because I bought an extra one of those.
Oh yeah,
because I've just been drinking through
from
them.
Mash Networks.
Yeah, if you go to store.oakenthieves.com, I think there's a few left, but like very, very few numbers. But yeah, definitely did that. You have no idea what the last thing you purchased was.
I think it was the Rye 3s as well.
Well, except for something in a brown bag, you have no clue what it is.
100%. There's 3 things in there.
And you're not going to look in there?
Mm-mm.
Why?
I'm just going to pull one out.
Okay.
Like Grease goes to the store. Let's see what we got, baby.
That could be next week's show. I think that's a good idea.
Just a whole show about it?
Yeah, I'll pull them out. I'll go door number 1. All right, let's drink it.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're going to go, why did I buy that? Oh, the topper. There's a topper.
I can't believe Grease bought that.
Yeah, that's a funny thing we can do.
I typically do that.
So I went. I had a James Smith kind of experience, airline experience.
Oh,
So we had to not too terrible, but we did have to go out of town this weekend for a funeral, for my wife's grandmother's funeral, and we flew up there on Southwest, but we had a layover. But there was a direct flight back on Allegiant. And so we're like, let's roll the dice here. Let's do a split itinerary. Let's go up on Southwest because it was like a better leaving time. But then, yeah, let's do the comeback.
Do the deed
on Allegiant. And I've never gotten on an airplane and been like, man, this plane smells. And we were like early boarding. And so it wasn't people.
Right.
It was just the plane had a funk to it. And so, yeah, walking that, I know, oh, okay, that's new. I also went up to the ticket counter. Like we paid, you know, the lofty sum because we had funeral clothing that we put in like a rolling garment bag. You know those, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like it folds in half usually for your suits and dresses, but it has wheels on it. Like very common suitcase.
Right.
Very common. The person at the ticket counter at Allegiant had never seen one before that day. And this was the second.
Ooh, what's this?
Second one she'd seen. And she said, this is the second one I've seen of these today. And I was just like, that's all? It's 5 o'clock in the evening. Like, how is this only the second one? And she's just like, where do you even get this? You get this at Home Depot?
I'm pretty sure Amazon Basics carries
it. She thought it was from Home Depot. A suitcase. I was just like, it's just a rolling garment bag.
What do you, all right, so
literally a very common piece of luggage.
I just want to know what at Home Depot folds like that.
I know. I'm like, why is that where your head went?
Right.
Not like a department store, not even Walmart, Home Depot.
What you got in a crap ton of extension cables.
That's all it is.
That's all it is.
This is for extension
I just
cables.
didn't want to buy them all.
And with my batteries. I would say their liquor selection, great.
On Allegiant?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they need to get everybody hammered.
Yeah, well, the floor is rubber. Almost like so they can spray it down. Never seen that before.
No.
And then what else happened? Oh, yeah, so they had Buffalo Trace on there. That was nice. Nice offering. And then they have like all these cocktail pairings. Like you can order and it comes with a mixer. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Allegiant Air freaking stepping up the spirit game.
I mean, you got to pay for it. Everything. If you don't download the boarding pass on your phone, $5 to print one. Okay.
Yeah. That's because it's super cheap.
Nickel and dime you. I'm telling you, I caught adult chicken pox on Frontier, and I was like, kind of would go back to Frontier. That's where I was living that day.
Oh, man.
All right. You just got a text message. I think you need to check because I think one of our about read maybe on.
Oh, he said be on in 3.
All good. So we're going to keep.
Oh, I think I see Danny.
Yeah, he's there. We're going to keep him offline, though, until we get
the hot ones in there.
Until we get his buddy and founding friend. I know. Is that the way?
Founding
friend. Founding friend. They're founders.
Oh, they are founders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
What does COO stand for?
Chief Operating Officer.
What do they do?
They are the chief of the operating.
Okay. So Danny's a chief
surgeon
of operating.
Yeah, like an operating room.
Okay.
Yeah. Chief of operations. I know it's weird for a bourbon company to have surgeries, but somebody's got to do it.
Right. Well, I mean, if you're hungover or something, you're going to want that surgery guy.
You need the surgeon.
You're going to be like, dude,
he's very skilled.
My stomach doesn't feel great. Doc, can you take it out? And the answer is yes. Depends on how long, it depends on how long it takes.
Yeah. Right.
But
if it's
right,
a quick surgery.
Hey, Danny, give me a thumbs up if you want us to bring you on.
If you want to come on early.
I don't say. He gave it. Okay,
yeah, he gave hesitant.
He gave us the thumbs up.
Here we go.
What's up, guys?
He's like, I don't know if I want to come on by myself. I just got accused of being a surgeon.
I was in the operating room.
You just had to scrub up.
Yeah.
I do like that. So Mike's coming in remote from his dwelling, huh? Is that what I heard?
Yep. Classic Mike. Couple
Yeah.
minutes.
What do you got aging back there,
What?
Danny?
A
What do you got
little.
aging back there?
Oh, a little bit of everything.
Architect 4.
Architects, honey, Tokai. Just a couple experiments going on.
I like it. So what?
Like
so
light whiskeys.
well, we can wait till Mike. What are you drinking?
Yeah, what
tonight?
are you drinking right now?
These are light whiskey samples.
Nice. So you're multitasking right now. Doing a little sampling.
It's always like a good time to taste while we're on these things, just because like you're not thinking too hard, so
right.
You're just kind of like tasting, and you could be like a little more subjective.
I like it. Mike's here too.
Oh,
hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
The ugly one got here.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, sorry.
Dude, what's going on?
Not much, man. Another Monday.
Oh, I love it.
Oh man. Yeah. All right. So for those that don't know, Mike and Dan have been very busy as of late. The company MGP had recently purchased their brand Penelope, and I believe it closes in June. Am I hearing that correctly?
It's the hope. That's the goal. That's the
That's
plan.
the goal. Awesome. Well, so Mike and Dan, what's the next step? Because everybody's sitting here wondering, like, okay, they're going to sell it, they're going to walk away from it. What's next? Because I know you guys have a plan. Y'all aren't about to hit the beach for 7 years.
No way.
No way, man. We're excited. I mean, the way we looked at it was just the long-term play of it. I mean, I think phase one was getting it off the ground, kind of building it up grassroots and kind of doing really just kind of doing it the way we've always done it, roll up our sleeves, and just kind of go head first into it. And, I think when you think about like just the amount of barrels it takes to really build a big global multinational brand that's going to compete with some of the heavy hitters, like, you need a ton of barrels and a lot of capital and things like that. And so this was the perfect fit for us. Like I said, we get all our juice from MGP. Our product is going to get even better. And I think the big thing for us is now sky's the limit. We're not going anywhere. We're like going to be very, very much heavily involved, still running the brand, and team is coming on board. I mean, it's literally just that. I think we viewed it as this phase 2. This is it. So it's just the next chapter, but I'm definitely not going to be at the beach anytime soon.
I'm still waiting for the keys.
I would love to
waiting for the keys to the rick houses.
Yeah.
Is that something you get as a part of this? They just say go in and have your way with any barrel you want. I feel like the biggest concern in like whiskey fan community is when a brand starts to take off and people are loving what they're doing. And then all of a sudden a larger company comes in and swoops in, purchases them, and then what they've been doing so well goes away. I think what excites me is seeing that this symbiotic relationship, that the sourced barrels that y'all were using to make such great product, to blend into different things or to finish in this way, now it's going to have almost hopefully even greater access. And the parent company, the purchaser in this, has the buy-in to make it even better and to increase that access. So I was excited when I saw the press release hit that this isn't the typical acquisition that we've seen over and over and over again. And I think that's what I see people getting excited about. And so I just kind of want to get your thoughts on that.
I mean, that's exactly how we felt going into this. Like, this is kind of a perfect scenario for us, to exactly what you said. I mean, I don't know, Danny, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I mean, that's how I felt. I'm like, this is because and that's a good point you brought up. I don't know if I've seen many other deals go down like this. Like, I don't know, Diageo. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe another spirits, maybe, like Irish whiskey or something like that. But in bourbon, I don't know. I'm not too sure, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I for sure I know that anyone I can rattle off my head is the biggest problem is once they're acquired, the stock that they had has typically dried up, and so they're almost needing someone to hand them a lifeline to continue, and that's the complete opposite of what is going to happen here. I love that it almost opens up the floodgates in a way.
I mean, we were excited. I mean, because their goal is just us to kind of go along and do what we've been doing. And we've been working with them since day one, and it's a kind of a small family over there. And I don't know, it feels like a regular day at the office, to be honest.
Yeah.
How does one approach you guys and be like, hey, listen, we want to buy all your stuff. Like, how did that go down?
Yeah, I love the conversation.
I probably can't get too much in the weeds on it, but it was,
I love the hypothetical of, you buy must for all these years. We want to flip it on you and just buy you now, and you keep getting the product. It's almost like you pulled a fast one on them. I love it.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, they've been a good partner of ours, but it's interesting. Even the brand building piece of it, though, too, is there's a whole other element of it with the distribution, the sales, the marketing. Danny's doing all the blending. I mean, pretty much 90% of our products have been a blend of all these different mash bills, or there's almost actually more than 90%, with the exception, Dan, maybe of like light whiskey.
Yeah.
Everything else has been either finished, blended. We've always kind of tinkered.
Yeah, we still blended the light whiskey too.
Oh, touche.
Oh.
I mean, I think he's currently working on a light whiskey blend as he talks to us. He held up 2 glasses a minute ago. So,
oh, nice. Oh, that's all right. There you go.
Is there anything? Obviously, I know you can't go into too much details or anything like that. But are there any like things that in your head you're like, man, these would be like passion projects, or these would be a pie in the sky kind of blend or experiment that it would have you just had no bandwidth or potential to do, that you are hoping maybe can now come forward now that there's a little bit more of hopefully a little bit more bandwidth to be more creative?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that was really one of the big selling points, was like access to a lot of whiskey. I mean, that was a huge. I mean, think about it, for since the beginning, in the early, and like kind of back in, I'm saying like back in the day, it was like, wasn't too long ago. It was like in 2019, we had started the brand, and we did it intentionally because we wanted to like slowly work our way into like older juice, and it was kind of part of our process. But like in the beginning, we were just using 2 to 3 year old barrels and blending those. And then we kind of started to migrate up into like 3 to 4 year old barrels. And then we started to migrate up into like 5 and now 6 year old barrels. And heck, when I hear like six years for us is like ancient Rome, dude. Like that's old. So,
yeah.
And again, I'll use the exception, the caveat for like American light whiskey, which is like a one-off kind of cool little fun drop that we did, they were awesome barrels. We're like, let's get these things out there. I love them. But Danny, I don't know. What do you? I mean, so I think that's exciting to be able to tinker with, like, I don't know, maybe there's like a Penelope 10-year blend out there using the same mashes, but like seeing what it's like at an older age would be super interesting and cool.
Yeah, I mean, just to give you a perspective, I think we asked, like, is there any Penelope product like you think we should release? And they turned to us and they go, that's your job. So like,
yeah,
it's still in our,
that's great though. I mean, that's kind of the answer.
Which is like more,
we literally got, not my problem, yours.
Yeah. Which is like amazing. So Mike and I can focus on the stuff that we love doing, we're good at. We might not have to worry about like getting an insurance binder or running payroll, like, but
right.
So like, because the company was getting to the point where it was stressful. I mean, we were running a big small business, and
right.
We needed some kind of help there. And I think this allows us to keep doing what we love and take it to that next level that we always dreamed of when we first started the business.
Well, and I think that one thing that's another concern that is always with the whiskey community is that the bigger players have the luxury to create great whiskey, but that they may give lip service to the playing on the same team. We want whiskey. At the end of the day, it is competition. And to see a major producer of whiskey that obviously does make a lot of their revenue from being a non-distiller, or to giving to non-distiller producers, sourcing the whiskey, but just the fact that they have the buy-in of wanting it to still have that feel and the flavor and the palate that's been creating it, they want that to continue, shows that they're in touch with what the marketplace wants as well, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, and I think there's a layer too of just, as big companies get bigger, this isn't specific to MGP, it's just in general. Like big companies get big, they start to slow down on innovation.
Right.
There's more red tape, or there's more, politics, whatever it might be. I don't know, but there's
6 different levels of approvals on the font.
Yeah. Bureaucracy.
Yeah.
There's more bureaucracy.
And
is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, our deal hasn't even closed. So I mean, it's not
Sure.
really that, but I do just think in general, large companies, as you get bigger, more layers, there's just more, it's just harder to innovate. And so sometimes, that's what we're just, we bring an entrepreneurial spirit and excitement, and we're excited about it. I mean, the bottle still has my daughter's name on it. Like I want it to, it's gotta be successful, man. I don't want to we're gonna really keep ripping it. I mean, it's got to work. So we're all in, and the innovation is the fun part, man. And that's what we're most excited about, because I think we have a treasure chest now, hopefully, to work with, which is what's awesome.
I think that is my favorite part about Penelope as a brand, is that most people, when they have a kid, they just try to find an Old Forester birthday bourbon for their kid. It's like, no, I'm just gonna start a whole whiskey brand and name it after the daughter. That's the most power move I think I've ever seen.
Not to mention, think about all the Penelopes out there that you've helped, Mike, that were born during the last 5 years, and their parents bought them bottles of Penelope.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't the original plan, but heck yeah. No, it's no, I don't, it's interesting though. Like it's been a grind, man. I mean, selling it from your car for a year.
Yeah.
Doing in-store. I mean, we literally did a lot of in-store tastings, right? I mean, we've done a lot of that. I mean, tons of them. And like, you're doing an in-store tasting on a Thursday, 4:00, middle of nowhere, could be somewhere in Jersey at that point, just like far away. And you're like, my probably at that point, Penelope's like 2 months old. You're like, oh man, this is like,
your wife's like, wait, why did you start a whiskey company? Why did we do this together?
There's been so many conversations with Mike on the phone. It's like, dude, I don't know if I can do this. My wife might kill me. like 3 or 4 different times. But that's what, I love what you guys have done, obviously, but a testament to that growth for sure is like, whenever I gave y'all a call or a text, Mike, you guys were just like, I'm in, let's go, let's do it. And I think that I'm in, let's go, let's do it is a foundation for y'all's brand. And you guys, were guests of ours at Whiskey Weekend Batch 4.
Great. That was a great time. Yeah.
We just stayed at the Omni last week, and I still I actually felt like I got hungover by just walking back in there.
It was a contact drunk.
Yeah. I got these chills like, ooh. That was a really good weekend, by the way. That was awesome.
The Penelope breakout session, people still talk about today about not only the knowledge that they took away from it, but as well just y'all were just a cool hang. Yeah, the hospitality that was shown to our group in a small setting. And I think that goes back to what you're saying, is that you built the brand by driving around to liquor stores and doing what we do a lot of times on Friday, which is just go hang out and sample things. So it's there's a testament to knowing the community when you're starting out that really shines through with your product as well.
No, I appreciate it. But it's funny. I mean, I was just kind of looking back on it. I haven't even really talked to it. I mean, maybe we've talked about it at some point, but we never really took, we were always obviously really into it. Like we loved the community, we loved being part of it, we loved what we were doing, but we never, we never really took for granted, even if you're doing an in-store tasting, I remember we'd always say it's only sold 2 bottles or 3 bottles that tasting that night. It's I got an hour and a half drive home or whatever it is, but we never were sour grapes about it. It was always dude, at the end of the day, it's 2 to 3 more bottles than we sold before.
Right.
Right. And so we're like, oh, and I don't know. We just, and same for everything. It was just like, it's one more case than we sold yesterday. So it's a win. And just, kind of little by little, just kind of keep hammering away at it.
Well, the whiskey world speaks, man. And so like when you do those tastings, you might have 2 people show up, but those 2 people tell 60. And then just kind of expands like that.
And I've told this to other folks too, other brands. I mean, whomever. If we didn't do those in-store tastings in 2019, we could have very well missed the mark on how important samplings are. I mean, it is literally, I don't matter how cool or sexy your bottle is, bottles do not sell themselves off the shelves, period. They don't at scale. And that was a good lesson learned, man. I don't know, Danny, if you think the same way, but.
Yeah, as he's looking around his shelf.
I was looking for a lusty claw, and I'm like, "Shut up, Mike! This thing is awesome."
Oh, I got you.
Whiskey weekend was. I'm going back and thinking about that. That was a great time.
You're trying to remember all the things you forgot. Is that what you're
yeah. That bottle show was really cool. That was awesome.
So later off the record, Will and I have a story for you guys. What happened?
I love it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. There's only one that I don't think I could tell.
No, you can't tell that here. We'll have to tell that offline. But
it'll blow your mind though, Mike.
I want to know. I know you're never supposed to have a favorite child, but of the releases, because there have been so many unique, so many innovative releases that Penelope's put out. Do y'all have a favorite? Or one that you think of often that you've released over this last few years?
Danny, what do you?
I always go first.
Well, right now I'm drinking some Toasted series. I've been really digging Toasted for a long time. And I saw you guys put up Architect.
He's got Architect.
I mean, at first it's interesting with Architect. I wasn't really into it in the beginning. Remember the first build? I was like, I don't know. I can't really get something about it. And then I don't know what it is. My palate just like did a 180, and I went on I just fell in love with French oak. I don't know what it was. It took me a really long, but that one I've been drinking. That's been a go-to of mine. But
Mike's
this one's been open for a bit.
Sample guy.
I love that.
He was scourging the office today, like, hey, are there any samples I can bring home?
Yeah. Hey, for work.
Supposed to not take work home with you. That's
yeah. That's right. I was. Well, what'd you have? You had some old one there, 100%
rosé.
Oh, I have this rosé cask. I love.
That's the original. That's the OG. That's like the original bottle right there.
Yeah, this is the 4 grain.
Oh, it's got that glass topper on it.
Yeah, I got this like right after it hit, and I still have a little bit left because I like savor it. But I'm bringing it over.
That one was good too.
Because I love
that one was good.
Oh, rosé.
And he's trying to get out of answering this. He's like squirming, like maybe they'll just forget I had the question.
Depends on
Rio's pretty good. I mean, Rio's awesome.
Oh, yeah, Rio's like top of mind right now.
Yeah.
I'm still like a toasted, like a cut toasted on the weekend, like with ice in it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you open up that bouquet a little bit.
I love the 4 grain. I mean, I drink barrel proof stuff all week for work, and then on the weekend I hit the 80 proof. I put seltzer and lemon in it, and
nice.
Puts his sunglasses on, flip flops, feet on the couch,
play a little Duran.
Yeah, that's
just wait till Monday, and when you got to hit the barrel proof again.
Danny, you're like working in a fast food restaurant. You're like, I'm tired of all these things. How can I combine them differently to make a new dish?
Well, today was a funny story. I'm at the office, and they have like Danny. I don't know. They have like their production meeting around it's like around 11 o'clock or something like that. Danny like rushes into the office. It's like 10:55, comes down, sits down. Next thing you know, he's like ripping through all of these samples, like hyper speed. And I didn't even pick up on it until like a half hour later. I mean, I'm talking, comes in, doesn't even say hi. No, like comes right in. He's like, next, and just starts going. You must have rattled off like 8 of those things in about 30 seconds. And then he's like, all right, went to the table. production meeting can start.
It was top of mind.
You were what?
It was top of mind. I had like a bunch of sample blends to go through.
You just had to get through.
I mean,
that's
I'm
something
fucking
you
no-
would do. It's
Oh
like,
no, that's 100%, dude.
I'm behind on this. I just got to get through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I like. Y'all know Matter's competition madness. Like when he tells it's a competition or whatever, whiskey tasting competition, and at the end you get like 3 minutes just to try everything and hopefully guess a bottle or two. And so you're just literally you're going so hard, so fast. And there's been so many times like my wife almost banned me from doing it just because like you can't come off of Matt Madness absolutely wrecked. And I was like, you're right. You're right. So I had to pace myself.
It probably did look weird. Like, so we face like face to face.
We face
and then
each other.
There's like a little divider between us. So it probably looked weird because I'm like trying to lean down under the divider.
Yeah, like
because
looked over my desk.
he's
I was
on a
like, what the hell
call.
are you doing?
I'm just
You might, buddy. You may have a problem. We're gonna have to have an intervention later.
And
Did
then
you
it's
just
like his
stand
like
up and
desk
look
was
over?
like shit everywhere, like samples. Yeah, it was like, what the hell's going on, man?
like with spit mucus in the cups.
Yeah, it's Monday, I guess. I
bet it was a
Just
really
a regular
productive meeting,
Monday.
though. Y'all
Yeah.
got everything done in that meeting you needed to, though.
Do both of your wives work for the company?
Yeah, like my wife will, but you know, you got to keep in mind, like when we started this, we had no children between the two of us. Now we have 5 between our families. So it's like it's so ingrained in our personal lives, both of our families, that it's like it's not like a clear line between personal and professional. It's such a blended line, and yeah, when they're around, yeah. I mean, so I don't know. No, they don't like technically, but they're very much involved and aware. And up to speed.
It has this aura of like family, and it's like, you know, on your website, you know, you've got your family pictures and Danny's family pictures and stuff like that. Just really love how approachable and personable, you know, y'all's brand that you created has done. So I can see why a big company like that would want the story, would want the attention to detail, the freedom that a smaller brand like that has to do. I can see that being very attractive, for sure. Especially because y'all had you had some barrels too.
Yeah, we had some good. We had a lot of barrels. And it was interesting when we first started the brand. I mean, we started no business plan, obviously, but we just went. I mean, we started with. Well, it's funny when we went to MGP. I tried it when we had the 3 mash bills: the 45 wheat, 21 rye, and the 99 corn. I tried. Sorry, my computer started fading a little bit, but I had tried to. We had tried to buy 3 barrels originally, one of each, and they almost like fell over. They're like, whoa. Because then we might have teed it up that we wanted quite a few barrels. You know, we're going to get a lot. And we went to 3. It was a little bit of an interesting story, but it was really just, we knew we were going to mess things up. We knew, like, you know, we didn't even have like a bottle to put it in or a cap to, like, we had nothing. We had to ask for all these introductions
Or a license.
Yeah, I didn't read that
a little
memo.
bit of a gray area of us taking these from you right now, but
No attorney, just like 2 chuckleheads trying to like figure out how to fill out a form on the government website.
You pulled out a renter's policy for insurance. Like, yeah, I heard it covers everything. So
Yeah.
we got
An
an
umbrella.
apartment specifically to put these in. Like, it's just
it's actually Rick's house. That's where they end up going.
Uncle Rick. Yeah.
Uncle Rick.
I tried to put it in my house. Like because we didn't have an office or anything. So I just tried to put it in my home address. And then it was smooth sailing for maybe like 3 to 4 weeks, maybe a month. And somehow they got caught up with the government. They're like, yeah, is this a residency? And I was like, well, it's like a home. And I was like,
It's like a home.
It's like a
it's
whole
like a house, but yeah. And I don't know how but I guess they ran something. And they're like, is this like a house? I'm like, yeah, but it's like a home office, you know, kind of like very, very multifunctional. And so they were like, yeah, you cannot start a liquor business from your house. And that was like, remember that
Best
shit?
part is we got the office, and then I remember like all we did was we put a little tiny round
I have a
table
picture of it.
and one chair.
One chair. It was right down the street. It was like literally the size of my desk. I mean, you couldn't fit
and
anything
3
in
barrels of whiskey.
It had like 3 empty bottles of whiskey in it. None of which, I mean, there was no Penelope at the time, but that was it. We had to use that for the address. And I thought it was cool. I thought I'd go there a lot, and I never really went there.
It's great.
And
Yeah.
it was pretty close to your house too. wasn't
Oh,
it?
it was maybe a mile down the road. Yeah, it was really close.
Like, I'm just gonna stay here.
That's how Will and I feel about each other. We're like 3 miles down the road. We're just like, we're good.
I'll see you. I'll see you Monday.
Yeah, I'll see you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, guys, do you have any more?
No, I mean, thank you for coming on and giving us a little bit of inside baseball about what's going on, and congratulations. I mean, what a
Thank you.
remarkable thing to build, and I know y'all are proud of it, and we're proud to even have this conversation and to see the big things that are coming, and we're gonna keep on drinking Penelope. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, we're super proud of you guys. Like, just putting yourself out there. You know, I've started a couple of businesses in my day, and it's very hard. The hustle is real, and just super excited for you guys and what's next. So,
Well, thank you guys very much. We appreciate
Yeah.
it. We when's batch? I'm seeing the show is batch 4. When's the next whiskey weekend?
Well, you just missed one. You just
I know.
had one.
Wasn't it just kind of, I think we missed a lot of stuff over the last few months.
We had our last event was March. I can't even remember the dates.
March,
First weekend of March of this year, and so nothing's
5th through the 8th.
We
I
don't
think.
plan that far in advance. We have nothing on the calendar yet.
Yeah, we're praying about it.
What was the?
We're
I feel like we went in the summer. What did you guys ever have one in June, or maybe it was, or maybe I might be wrong. I thought it was June or July.
No, it was April last year. I think.
Ours was the 4th was April. Yeah,
Well, next time we're in Nashville, we'd love to see you guys.
absolutely.
Well, keep us posted on the next one. We'd love to join us, but thank you guys for having us on.
Will do, Mike. I'll text you. We can't share text with anybody else. We've said some things on that thread that
It's a great thread. It's a great thread.
It's solid.
Hey, thanks for letting me be in that thread.
Well,
No, it's awesome.
I didn't want you to get jealous.
I'm jealous that I'm not in the thread.
Danny, I'll get you on the thread too.
You'd be more jealous.
I don't know. I like the thread.
Right, maybe we'll start our own thread. How about that?
I like
All
that.
right. Touche. All right, I like that.
Old Dill. Y'all gonna call it Dill?
Danny and Will? No, I don't think we're going to call our text thread Dill. That's the dumbest thing you've ever said.
Oh man.
Y'all, do you call yours Mike?
Me.
Matt and Mike?
No, it's me.
Oh,
Yeah, Meeks.
knees. Yeah, it's better
what's
than
on there.
it's better than Dill.
Well, we won't keep you from your family anymore.
Yeah.
I know that's a big deal, and just appreciate you guys carving out some time for us tonight. I know a lot of people were wondering what you guys are up to, especially me, and I was like, well, the only way to find out is to have them on. So
I appreciate it. No, thank you guys.
yeah,
Imagine Danny's background just like skipped out and he was actually really at the beach. Like, where are you?
But dude, that background
It was
green screen looks
convincing.
awesome.
Yeah, it was very convincing.
It's fake though, Danny. Come on, do something where it shows like it's like blurry behind you.
No, I do see the sun reflecting off that forehead.
Yeah, he's gotten
I see it
progressively more red as the
Well, that's because
Show
he
it
just
off.
shot 8 things of light whiskey because he's got a meeting in 2 minutes.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate it. We'll wrap up here on our end, but we appreciate you guys stopping by.
Thank you guys. Take
See you,
care.
buddy.
Well, that was a real treat.
Yes.
How is your architect?
It's great.
I want to have a little bit of that. Have you had this rosé?
Not as good as Mike's Musk.
Oh, you can't smell him through the computer. Give me the architect.
I've smelled them.
That was fun.
I want to have the rosé.
Have you ever had it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You've poured it. Now, we actually did a blend with Oak and Thieves, James Smith.
Which is another cool thing that they, they sent stuff and said, yeah, you can blend your own blend and then put it out to your group as a Penelope product. Like that was really cool.
Yeah, they sent it out. There was like 5 full bottles of different mash bills.
Where do you have it around?
Do I have the Elegance?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
So
I almost brought some over, but then I didn't want you to drink mine because I love it.
Yeah. What was I saying?
you were talking about whiskey and stuff.
I know.
Elegance,
Penelope,
Elegance,
Architect. Yeah, it's really good. It's pretty good. Pretty good. What's your favorite Penelope product? Is it rosé?
No, I do love the Architect. The rosé is up there for me. Honestly, I don't think I've had a bad one.
I haven't had Rio.
I don't think I haven't had that one either.
Apparently it slaps.
Apparently killer. Yeah. I haven't tried a Penelope product that I've been like, man,
Right.
I wish that was better.
Right.
Like they're blended well. You get all of the fact that even some of the older Penelope, when the brand first launched, was the youngest whiskey they were working with. They are able to blend it in such a way that some of the younger characteristics just weren't there. And that's, I think, the true test of a blender is not just to create something that tastes really good, but to also manipulate the whiskey in a way that some of the immature notes are softened by things in the other components. And I think that that's something that they've always done consistently well, is put out a product that tasted mature beyond its actual age. So that's one thing that's always a remarkable thing to me, and why I love the art of blending, and why there are brands that take MGP barrels and slap a
Label.
sticker on it and put it out the door.
Yep.
Or dump 5 barrels together and send it out the door. They don't. They blend it.
They call that science.
They make something that is greater than the sum of its parts. Is what some have said about the art of blending. And I really like that's what they're able to pull off in such a remarkable way, that it's innovative. The casks that they were using were like, even the rosé cask and things of that nature were so innovative and before the time of other cask finishes that I had seen even just a few years ago. So I just love that they're doing it on board going forward. And I love that whole thing of what's something you want to see out of Penelope, and they're like, that's on you. Like, that's your job. I love that that's the relationship, because that's what you want.
Well, it's free, and like they're gonna enjoy their work.
We've known other people that blended bourbon, and when someone bought them, it was like, now go blend this, and it doesn't.
We need something at this price point,
or we need something at this holiday, and it's not.
No, wait,
doesn't
better
seem,
idea. All the holidays,
every holiday,
just every holiday.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case now. I look forward to seeing what the things are that come in the future. So I'm excited about it.
Dude.
And I feel like it's hard to get whiskey drinkers excited about an acquisition. Right. Like, it's great for the people that have created it and built it, but it's hard to get the whiskey community excited about an acquisition, because you're afraid of what you loved about the brand is then going to be diluted. And this is the anomaly. This is the exception, where it's like, oh, they're going to have more creative freedom, more capital to do it with, a greater access to the barrels they were already sourcing.
Yeah.
And in a lot of things of payroll and running the business side is then absorbed into a machine that is more well suited to do that. I don't know. It just, that was exciting for me to hear that from them, because I think you could hear the excitement in their voice as well, that they're going to get to continue to do the thing they love, but on a bigger scale and a better scale. I feel like
yeah, because they're, like Danny said, he said, we're going to have access to older barrels, at MGP.
Right.
So, and MGP had, the Remus line and stuff like that coming out. I see value in them in adding another brand that they can push their premier stuff to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Penelope is not a value brand. It's
no, it's a premium brand for sure.
Yeah. And so, I think this is going to work out on MGP and Mike and Dan.
How do you feel about the Architect, and why do you love it as much as I do? I'm just sitting over here
So
nosing it as
that
you're
one,
talking,
that
and
one,
it's so good.
that one's been open for probably 3 months.
It's like a snickerdoodle. You know what a snickerdoodle is?
That's just your upper lip. It smells like a mall food court. What the heck did you do in there?
Oh, like an Auntie Anne's pretzel, maybe?
It's a little Sparrow, little
Oh.
Chinese food, little
Oh no, I don't
Chick-fil-A.
get that at all. I'm getting like the cinnamon and sugar. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay.
All day long. That's
Dude,
that French oak.
My
baby.
favorite moment of tonight, 100%.
Yeah.
Was Danny pounding that whiskey before that meeting.
Yeah, no, that's great.
I was like,
Yeah.
I would do that
Yeah.
100%.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I'd be like,
That's why you can't work for a whiskey company
100%.
because you would never get anything done and you would be always drinking.
Right.
It's a part of my job. It's like you're in HR, bud. You have nothing to do with this. You're actually not supposed to touch the whiskey.
Harlan, how do you do this and not get hammered every day?
Who is this guy? He's the janitor.
Chris Fletcher. I need help.
There's a restraining order of the entire city of Lynchburg. You do realize if you ever are wanted by the police,
Yes, they know exactly where to go.
No, I'm just saying you'll have an alias. Like, like how it's like also known by, it's like you will have the Greeze.
100%.
And it's like Jason Matthew
And
Giesler, aka Matt Giesler, aka the Greeze, aka Greasy Grease. Like there's so many. You're already setting yourself up for a life of crime.
Okay, there's two things that I have to say to that.
Yeah.
One, when I sold a house, there was literally 12 names that I had to sign my name next to, saying that it's me.
Was Grease one of them?
No, I wish it
Oh, that would have
was.
been so good.
Yeah,
The day that shows up on your credit report as may also be, or does this name fit? It's like that's a win. I feel like that's a solid win. It's going to drop you 25 points. Because Lord knows the Grease doesn't have good credit.
Oh yeah, no, it is. It's gonna do that. No, I wish Grease was one of those bad boys, one of those things. Pseudonyms. Is that what I'm talking about?
Yeah, aliases.
Aliases.
Yeah, but pseudonym is it's a thing you can say.
Right. What about a prefix?
Prefix, like a fixed price menu?
No.
Oh.
What's the one like Doctor and Mister? What's that called? On forms.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's a prefix?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if is it prefix? I don't know.
I don't know what prefix means because I never have a good example of it. Because when I'm filling out forms, I'm stressed. I don't know if I know all these answers and they want the answers from me. So I'm not sitting there figuring anything out.
I would love to watch you fill out a form that goes to the government. Like, I just want to watch how stressed you are the entire time.
Dude, I need to dive into AI a little bit and see if they can just handle that for me.
I don't think you want that. But you can get like
figure out
like an accountant. I mean, you do know that.
Right. Hey man, can y'all figure out how much taxes I owe?
Yeah, they do.
Write a 150-word essay about what my taxes are going to be this year.
Well, you forgot to make quarterly payments on such and such, so you owe them quite a lot.
Yes, quarterly payments.
Yeah.
So
story of your life.
I hate them.
Yeah,
hate them.
Well, this is
especially when April 15th is here, and then that's the end of Q1.
Yeah.
So you owe your taxes and you owe the first quarter payments.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah. Not good.
No. It's awful. It's awful.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, that was fun.
That was a good show. Solid show.
Mike and Danny are really great dudes. They're cool to hang out with.
Yeah.
Like it's not just like some, snobby, my brand. Like they're down to earth. They're really they're real people. They're approachable.
They're hard workers. They got their hands dirty. They worked hard. They built it literally from the ground up. I mean, I love the fact that he was saying that he was just putting his home address for the the forms, and they're like, if someone caught on, it's like, is it a house?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's a house.
It's like a home.
I got a basement for the whiskey though.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So don't have to worry about
that. Was great. Great stories, and I wish them all the luck. And folks, go get you a bottle of Penelope.
Yeah,
because it's
snag it.
It's delicious and good stuff. Other than that, subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up if you want to support us. Patreon.com/thepodcast. We appreciate your support there, and keep us on the air, and come hang out with us during a town hall level. So go sign up for that, and you get to Zoom call with us with a bunch of your favorite new friends. We don't know Jack, Greeze,
but we'll drink it. Cheers, guys. Love y'all.
Almost forgot we were live. I was going to let it run.